is how you're going to get people to change. You're not going. You come in with hostility and pressure and things. It's just going to make the people build resistance against you, right? As somebody once said, you don't make peace with your friends. You have to make peace with enemies and people who was at one time against you, right? And I am pleased that the government took the position it took. It was Solomonic. It was splitting the baby. You understand?
But darling, if I may just add this real quick while you're on, neighbor. Did Jamaica take a position, or was Dr. Holness speaking from a Jamaican perspective, or was he speaking as CARICOM head?
You expect neighbor to respond?
No, man, you even talking to. Go ahead.
No, man, I was asking both of you because that has to be taken into consideration, darling and neighbor.
Look, one of the things, as far as I care, I appreciate the diplomacy. You don't go hang on nobody unnecessarily, right? And I think more than anybody else, our leader recognized the geopolitical shift in the world. Because the world is changing. If you don't mind, Sharp, you have NATO falling apart, right? And you have to try that carefully. Right now, you have to recognize the power of China. Because when people say that US is the superpower and the biggest economy, I'm not so sure about them having the biggest economy. They have
it's a diplomatic tightrope though, Chops, and I think we need to understand that it's really very, very tight diplomatically to walk this tightrope. We are a small developing state, and we don't want to anger our friends up north. Not so.
Oh, can't afford to. I don't think we are at the stage where we can do that, darling and neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't think we are in that position, and that's one of the reasons why I'm happy that we have very capable and steady hands at the wheel now who are able to analyze the dangers. Because the truth is, neighbor, you and I know at 2 a.m. in the morning, a single tweet
could
just
absolutely
tear the whole fabric apart.
Absolutely. Let's move to some more local matters. Dorlan, start with you. The Jamaica Labour Party significant achievement. By the way, listen to this, and I want your comment. George Davis on Cliff Hughes online today. Let me So let's go to him. Here's it.
So I want an economy where that goes, and that's the aim. But everything can happen one time. It did not go all bad one time, So it all can't be good at the same time. And I know we're aiming for perfection, but perfection is a mirage. But boy, I tell you, the Holness administration has done well. No need to single out any individuals. There have been strong performers across various areas. And the Prime Minister has been prime ministerial. I want vex, I don't understand. I don't like them comments here and still watch it. Knows I couldn't want to watch this. Because I'm talking something that some of you don't want to acknowledge. The good thing is that you don't have to acknowledge it for it to have legitimacy. So hold that. Put it on a pipe and smoke it. The Prime Minister, since being sworn in after February 25, 2016, has been prime ministerial, has been a leader that you can look to as an example, an intellectual example, a man of good character, and a man who you go abroad and you are proud to say, that is my Prime Minister. And this is not to say that we're PNP Prime Minister in office who wouldn't be able to say that. We could. And I hope that we are able to. The next PNP Prime Minister comes. But for right now, the man in charge is Andrew Michael Holness. And him do good. Break time. Back with more after this.
If ever there was an endorsement of a prime minister by a media practitioner, Darlon, have you ever heard it said by a member of the party? Not even you couldn't say it's so good.
Well, I'm sure I could say as good as that.
Well,
because,
you have the floor. Go ahead. How good is Holness?
Is a brilliant mind. I don't in my days when I was writing in the Observer.
Yes.
I wrote an article describing Andrew Holness as tomorrow's man.
Tomorrow's man.
Yes, it was a man for the future. And
yeah,
the future,
I used to read you.
and the future is now. I also wrote an article which said that ordinariness or greatness awaits him.
Yes.
He could have been an ordinary person, just another politician who became a prime minister and move on. Or he could become a great man. And right now, he's the man for the future. Coming from tomorrow's man, tomorrow is today into tomorrow, right? So from the time when the article was written, today is tomorrow. Tomorrow has come. And he is here now and performing a fantastic job, and he will continue to go forward performing that fantastic job, right? And I also said that ordinariness or greatness awaits him.
Yes.
And I have no doubt that he has taken the road, the path that will lead to greatness.
Yes.
Yes. He will achieve greatness. And when you see the balance with which he's dealing with the diplomatic situation, let me tell you something, my friend. This time, the present situation you have geopolitically is one of the diciest times you can imagine. You know?
I agree with you. Chop said that earlier.
Yeah. You remember when Carney come and say, when Prime Minister Carney said, there's a rupture.
Yes.
There's a rupture taking place in the world. And things are not like they were. And you have to know how you're going to navigate that water. And yes. I believe Prime Minister Holness is navigating that water.
Appears to be the perfect man for the times, eh?
Of course. And then from an overall performance of the Labour Party, we have achieved, people don't understand the amount of achievement with the Labour Party have, you know.
Before you go on to the achievement, let me hear from Chops in terms. Chops, George's summation, Chops. The Labour Party should copyright that and run it as an ad with his permission.
Well, we would have already secured those clips and similar.
You're really a media man, but seriously though, Chops. Let us hear him again.
That's the most iniquitous aspect of life. Understand? When you like them comments here and still watch it. If it was I couldn't want to watch this. Because I'm talking something that some of you don't want to acknowledge. The good thing is that you don't have to acknowledge it for it to have legitimacy. So hold that. Put it on a pipe and smoke it. The Prime Minister, since being sworn in after February 25, 2016, has been prime ministerial, has been a leader that you can look to as an example, an intellectual example, a man of good character, and a man who you go abroad and you're proud to say, that is my Prime Minister. And this is not to say that we're PNP Prime Minister in office who wouldn't be able to say that. We could. And I hope that we are able to. The next PNP Prime Minister comes. But for right now, the man in charge is Andrew Michael Holness. And him do good. break time. But
Chops Media. I don't think George is a labor right. I think he's speaking as a commentator, as a journalist. He's spot on.
Yes, Deva.
Okay.
It is very self. No, go ahead, Alan.
No,
No.
Chops, you take that, man. Take that, Chops. We're going back to Dollar.
Yeah, I was about to say to you, neighbor, that we don't have to label George, and I don't think anybody need to label George as a laborite or a PNP for that matter, because what we really need in Jamaica
are
is
truth tellers,
honesty,
truth tellers, sir.
Honesty and truth tellers. Yes, sir. And it doesn't matter what political class you're coming from. You must be able to say what it is, see it and call it for what it is.
Yeah.
We are living under the leadership of a young prime minister that, as the gentleman said in his commentary, has been prime ministerial from day one.
Yes.
We have never, and I am a Edward Siaga laborite.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna say this to my.
What does that mean?
I grew up in the 1980s.
Yes.
And I study the work of Eddie Siaga.
Yes.
I follow the journey of Eddie Siaga. I sat with him at football matches. I was present at the Seaview Garden Football Club while he was leading Tivoli Gardens. And I had the glorious opportunity of sitting with him at Tivoli Complex and had good conversation. It is somebody who I grew up
admiring
and watch his work. I listen to him. I study every single thing that Eddie Siaga, all the policies and agencies and institutions that he brought to this country.
Yes.
But I will say this to you. I will say this to you, that when the dust is settled, the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness will come out as being Jamaica's, if not the Caribbean, greatest prime minister of all times.
What you're saying to me?
And I say that with my chest.
And as a Eddie Siaga laborite.
I am a Edward Philip George Siaga laborite.
Yes, sir.
And I'm saying it to you today. I've never said it before.
Yes.
That I am 100% convinced that when the dust is settled, the most honorable Andrew Michael Holness will come out to be the greatest prime minister that this region has ever seen. Think about what he has to govern under, the conditions under which he had to govern.
Context matters, eh?
It matters.
Context matters.
In this
This
conversation,
is this is what I don't like with a lot of Jamaicans, Chops. I don't like it, They're hypocritical and they lie. They lie.
Yeah.
We tend to think with the color of our shirts. It's true. Because when you think about a pandemic like COVID, when you think about what Holness inherited, the country, I'm gonna share it later on when you guys probably leave. The crime, the economy, the social infrastructure that
which other prime minister? Which other prime minister? Name a prime minister in the region. And if you stretch it further to Latin America, you're talking about South America. Name a country with the demographic of a Jamaica that have achieved the turnaround that Jamaica has achieved in a political climate that Jamaica has achieved.
Yes, sir. And listen to this. And he did it without putting taxes on the backs of the Jamaican people for 10 years.
We can sit here and we can assess every economy in the region. Jamaica 12 years ago we were noted as the murder capital of the world.
Yes, sir. I'm broke.
Yes, we were the poster child of what a begging country was like.
Murdering and broke.
In 1974, Michael Manley was on his knees begging. We got a 40-foot container of sardine from Russia.
Yes.
In 1980, we inherited a murder rate of 886. By 1989, we were able to reduce it to 434.
Yes.
The PNP took office and led us for 18 and a half consecutive years.
My God.
Unbroken. And they led at a time when the world economy grew at an average of 15%.
Yes, sir. And they transfer the resources from the poor to the rich.
They said it, not me. They said it, that
yes,
they
sir.
presided over an economy that with the most massive transfer of wealth, the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. I did not say it. That came from the persons who were members and senior members of the PNP.
Yes, sir. Their conscience couldn't help them. Wow.
They presided over a period when the rest of the world was growing leaps and bounds, Darren Francis. They led us to 44,000 businesses collapse in Jamaica.
A category 10 hurricane.
We're not saying these things loosely.
No, sir.
The political clout, you know.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying here is facts that no can dispute.
That's true.
No Jamaican can dispute that when the PNP governed for 18 and a half years, the global economy grew by up to 15%.
Yeah, to the point where yes, sir, you're right about that. Absolutely. It's the context that matters.
And we couldn't grow. And we couldn't grow. So that tells you that leadership matters. Leadership matters. And when we're having this conversation, when my kids or grandkids having this conversation and doing the research, they must be able to stumble up on a YouTube or some other platform with these conversations
and listen to
outlining the facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
so a journalist don't need to be aligned to tell people the truth.
You don't need to be aligned. And even if you're aligned, which nothing is wrong with being aligned to a political movement, but you must be able to speak truth to power. You must be able to speak and be honest.
Yeah.
You cannot take away from Andrew Holness.
No, sir, you can't.
What he has done.
And when I see the opposition downplaying the murder statistics, you wonder if they're a party.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. Sir.
Yeah.
I lived in a first world country for almost 15 years.
Yes.
I lived in the diaspora. When I started my social media campaign, I lived in the diaspora.
Yes.
I looked at Jamaica as almost a failed state. Dolan H. Francis can tell you, we used to be partner in crime out there.
My God.
Championing the cause. And we had one thing that was consistent, that we believe that if a Jamaica Labour Party were to take office, we could see some light at the end of the tunnel. And
you felt that
100% neighbor.
Oh my God!
I said this to you before. I've never told my story.
Oh my God!
I have never told my story. And the day I put my full story out there, people will understand. Because people don't understand. They see me out there and they say, "Oh, Chopper is out there." They don't understand. They don't understand the sacrifice of what
Jamaica needed. What was a change?
All Jamaica needed was a change. Jamaica needed, I said this from 2013, 2014, that Jamaica needed a prime minister who was going to govern this country and do what is right, irrespective of his political connections.
Oh my God, wow. You moved me this morning.
So let me tell you this, neighbor. Nobody can take away that from Andrew Holness.
You said that you were in the diaspora and you consider Jamaica a failed state.
A failed. Listen, I wrote several articles in the paper several articles in the newspaper. Darlan and I are out there long ago. And that's why I have a lot of respect for Darlan Francis. Lots of respect for Darlan H. Francis. That's my brethren to death.
Well.
And we were out there saying to persons, for those persons who did not know what the 70s was like, we took time out to highlight the 70s.
Yes, sir.
We highlight when we started political campaigning out there, neighbor.
Yes.
When you Google Edward Philip George Siaga, it was Michael Joshua Manley that came up. That is how much we were not in the loop.
By God.
That is how much 18 and a half years wiped us out.
You remember Bill Clark?
To the extent that we did not even exist in a proper Google search.
Do you remember Bill Clark said that Jamaica was a failed state? Bill Clark?
You break up there, neighbor.
No. I'm saying to you that if you remember Bill Clark,
yes,
who said that Jamaica was a failed state, the private sector
Bill Clark,
the private sector organization of Jamaica had him retract it. But he said it, you know. A senior private sector leader.
You're breaking up, neighbor. I don't know if it's on my end, Caroline, but neighbor is breaking up real bad.
I don't know what is happening.
I don't know if it's on my end, neighbor, but
we're hearing you. We're hearing neighbor well, and we're also hearing you well, Chops.
My good God.
Good. Yes, but you're correct, neighbor.
Yes. Yeah, he's on pause.
Yes, you're correct. They saw us as a failed. They saw us as a failed state. I saw Jamaica, neighbor, 1,600 murders. That's what we had. We had at one point in 2006, 2005. I was living in Cuba at the time. We had I think 468 extrajudicial killing, neighbor.
Oh my God!
It was so bad. It was so bad that Jamaica was barred from purchasing ammunition for the security forces.
Yes.
We had to go to the black market to get ammunition for the security forces.
And you know, I think those are the things that weigh upon Dr. Chang's mind when he made that comment this week.
And that comment was spot on. And I don't like to blow our own trumpet sometimes, you know. But we've been saying it. Darlan Francis, again, I'll give him credit too. We had a long campaign highlighting the fact that these organizations got accreditation from international donor agencies on the backs of Jamaica being a corrupt or a murderous country. That's how they got funding. We know that. We did the research.
So you are talking about the very inception of these organizations was because of the extrajudicial things that were happening in Jamaica.
Yes, they benefited from it.
Then I don't see what they're quarreling about.
So there should be no quarreling about this.
Yes.
When they're writing their proposal to the United Nations and to the European Union, they highlight these things. The index that is utilized mostly is the what's it called again, Darlan?
The integrity score.
Yes.
You mean from Transparency International?
Transparency International, TI. Transparency International. Let me tell you something, neighbor. Do you know who influenced these organizations? Do you know where they get their information from and from whom in Jamaica?
Yes.
The very same persons who utilize that scenario to collect, to get a paycheck, to get grants. Why do you think Ambassador Tapia had to pull the plug on one of those organizations?
You remember what he said about his conversation he had with a famous professor?
Show me the evidence.
A famous professor, sir?
Yeah, and he showed me the evidence. And he couldn't provide any evidence of Jamaica being corrupt.
Yes. Shocking, sir.
Yes. So let me tell you, I speak about these things with a certain level of passion, neighbor. Wow. Because I know where we are coming from. I know where I sat. I know how I felt when I wrote in the newspaper that the police force was corrupt beyond repair. when I wrote that they need to dismantle, rebrand, retool, retrain, I put that out there because that's how I felt. And the truth is, someone asked me recently, so now that things have changed, are you going to apologize? I said, apologize for what? I said, no. Context matters. And what I said at the time was relevant and relative to the time.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say to you as it relates to the police force is that I never knew that you could pour clean wine in a dirty vessel and not get sick.
My God.
And the wine not contaminated.
Right, but Dorlan, after careful consideration, as somebody who have operated in food and beverage for many years, I know that if you pour enough wine in there,
it will drown out the contamination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am proud today to say that we have achieved that. We have turned the corner.
Absolutely.
Nearby, if I might come in here.
Yes, of course.
Because I hear Trapper touch on something, and the Jamaica people need to know it, right? The so-called civil society, they are PNP operatives.
Straight to me. They are lying to the PNP.
Yeah, that's somebody say already, man. We create civic society and we call it a civic committee. But we stack it with PNP because we have an agenda. You remember that talk?
You better remember it. Yeah.
Yes,
Minister.
Yes, that is where they're coming from. And when we look at like all the National Integrity Action, NIA, because NIA get its recognition from Transparency International. And I remember one time when we and Trapper was there, and we were able to find the application that they sent to Transparency International. And when one of the questions on it was whether they had these people had any political affiliation, right? And almost to a man, all of the come with them on the NIA, I'd say that question was not applicable.
NA was their answer. When you ask persons like, but here's this funny one. When you ask persons like, and I don't want to call any names on your program, neighbor.
Fantastic.
But when you ask one of the individuals who sat there, Darlan Francis, and you remember this individual, he's the head of one of the trade unions that are aligned to the PNP.
Yes.
And when the question was asked of him, if he had any political affiliation, he said he was a lecturer at the, was it the Bustamante Institute at the University of the West Indies?
Yeah.
When you ask the leader at the time, neighbor, the leader of the organization, if he had any political affiliation, his answer was N/A.
And you're talking about a person who was
who ran on a ticket for the PNP, who was a senator, who led a political party in this country. And he said he had no political affiliation. No, Transparency International, we wrote to them also because we wanted them to do a deeper dive into how they offer affiliation, because we believe that they did not do any due diligence on the persons who were appointed, because those answers based on what we know were not correct.
Yeah. And what the listener need to know, you see, this is corruption perception, the score. Corruption perception is provided by people in the country. They provide the perception to Transparency International. And it was most of these people who were comrades who lied about their political affiliation, right? In joining an NIA, and who was providing information to Transparency International. It was these comrades who was providing Transparency International with the perception, and that's why Transparency International was able to come out with the perception score, right?
Yes.
I remember in 2016, we had the PNP. That time it was a PNP government in office, led by Portia, right? And there was a massive fall in the score, or if you want to say that right, because when you the higher you go, the less corrupt you are.
Correct.
So they were moving from I think 38, a score of 38 to a score of, I think it was 42 at the time. And there was nothing that was done that you could say the government did this to reduce the perception of corruption. Nothing was done. But there was just this massive movement to give the impression that the government had become
yes.
Just because an election was in the offing.
You're fading away there, sir.
Say that again?
Come in now. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Right? So even right now, I see for the past couple of years, we have just sat at 44. Our corruption score has been 44. And one of the main reasons why the score is not moving is because the information that caused Transparency International to assign that score, that information is provided by these civil society people who are all comrades. Almost all of them are comrades. And they are dishonest. You remember the time when them come and talk about what 3 trillion was unaccounted for?
Well, and yes, and the lady came out to clarify.
Yes.
Yes.
But when after the election?
After the election,
Yes.
After the damage is done.
Yes, after the damage was done. So this is the kind of thing, and this is the kind of background that Andrew had to operate in. With all the question of his integrity. That was a strategy that come from 72, right? Because that was one of the PNP strategy. They use corruption allegation as a strategy, right? From 72, and it worked well for them in 72. And when the JLP was in office, after they took over in 2007 and until 2011, when they came with JDIP, it was one of the biggest public expenditure in Jamaica at the time.
And we couldn't use it in the election.
$38 billion was sourced and used to fix the roads that was left like riverbeds. And they realized that this would have been a powerful impact on the people, and they caused a lot of doubt. They caused all kind of doubt. Every dollar that was spent, it's like it's overspending.
They did the same thing in 72, darling. You remember?
Yeah, of course, 72. Them come with the missing school. The 2 missing schools. You understand?
Yes, 2 missing schools.
When Shera got a loan from $9 million US, and the plan was to build 50 junior secondary school.
58 and 124 primary.
Well, yeah, no, the plan for that one, because the government was building school to, out of cash flow, out of them budgetary allocation. So that's why but for the loan, it was a loan, $9.8 million US at the time to build 50 schools, right? And then now, because Jamaica moved from pounds, shilling, and pence to dollars and cents, they had to pass a law from 1968. January 1968, the law passed, allowing for conversion in September 69 to pound, shilling, and pence. But from that law was introduced, the dollar start losing its strength.
Yes.
It was like a devaluation, but it was because you're going switching from one currency to the other. So there was some the currency lost some of its strength. And it was not like the government was mismanaging or anything, not like the devaluation that we had in the 90s and so on. But that was because of the currency conversion. And because the dollar became weaker, the amount of money that was earmarked to build the schools was not sufficient. So,
Yes.
so they had to build 2 less schools, right? And I tell you, man, I'm telling you, they call Michael and tell Michael, say, we now can build 2 schools. And one of the schools was earmarked for Central Kingston. He was MP at the time for Central Kingston. And Michael said, okay, fine, I understand, so these things go. And he gone like he was okay with it, And he did nothing more than just calling journalists. And to see that's what the school should have did build. And it missing. No school can build there again. No school not building there again. And that was the strategy that was used. And they fully well know there was no corruption. All that happened is that there were changes, like, for example, some of the school was designed to host 400 students. And they realized, hey, some of the place, you have the town developing around the place where they were going to build a school.
Yes.
So they varied the thing and built a school bigger so that it could accommodate 800 to 1,000 children.
Yes.
It's having about 4 of the school with about 4 of the schools. So these kind of variations cause additional spending on those particular schools. And that was part of the thing. So combined with the devaluation and so on and so forth, the variation also caused increased costs. So therefore, 2 more schools was not built. And the man them used it and going like there was corruption. And them they beat it to death. 2 missing schools. I was very much conscious at the time, and that was a mantra. Everything.
And the same thing they did, it's a concerted effort, neighbor. It's the same thing they did with JDIP. They ball out for corruption to the extent that Mike Henry was actually removed.
Yes.
And when the dust was settled, the same PNP who came in office did a deep dive and came back and said nothing was found. There was nothing untoward that was done by Mike Henry.
I remember all when the Christiana bypass was built. And people who knowledgeable about road construction know that if you go and repave a road, it's going to cost so much. But if you go and acquire land and build bridges and all of that, you're going to cost more. And I remember the Christiana bypass cost $800 million, right? And analysis that I did, a road of that nature should have cost 1.5 billion at the time, 1.5, and that would be, the 4-lane highway, nothing too broad and nothing like that, because these are some of the things that you take into consideration. And from the man have said them building the Christiana bypass, and it's $800 million it's gonna cost. They behave like somebody went to heaven to rob God. If you the way they behave and go on. And their attitude is one of the reasons why we never used to get good roads built in this country, Because as soon as the government said they're going to build a road for X amount of dollars, they're going to go on like say, that is half X, too much. It's being used.
Yes.
Right? So if you say you're going to build a road for $1 billion, they expect your road to build for 500 million. And then when you go allocate 500 million, you're going to get a road for 500 million. And these are some of the things. So, but one of the things is, and coming back to the point, your point. You see what the Integrity Commission did to Andrew?
Yes, sir.
That was part of the corruption allegation strategy in play.
Hold on there, Mr. Mr. Dorland, Francis. Hold on there a minute. Moderator, you have to give me a little bit more time.
Today we're in box.
With this here, I will have to make some adjustment to the schedule and see if I can push on with this a little bit more so that the listeners can benefit. I like where Mr. Francis is taking this, because I is a matter that I think deserves greater clarity and greater understanding, because I think the Jamaican people deserve to understand exactly what is happening here. Let's come right back to Mr. Francis in a half a minute. Not wasting any time tonight at all. So Darlan, you're saying that the PNP has a strategy that is called corruption allegation.
Yes.
Coming from the 70s.
All the way back.
Yes.
And that is what is at play here in the Prime Minister's statutory declarations not being
certified. Yes.
But that's not the PNP. The PNP is not responsible to certify them. It would be the Integrity Commission.
Of course.
Are you implying that?
What do you think about the civil society organization? What do you think their political allegiance is?
Based on their actions.
Where do you think the political allegiance of the people in the Integrity Commission is?
Did you know that there were members of the Integrity Commission who were senior advisors?
To know where their allegiance is. And they colluded with PNP. They know, and if but or maybe about that. They colluded. And when they were not certifying the Prime Minister, because they know that the cloud of doubt would have sufficed to make him look shady in the eyes of Jamaican.
Are you saying to me, sir, that the Integrity Commission deliberately did not certify up to today out of a political interest?
That's my
100%.
belief. That's my belief.
They'd have to prove it otherwise.
That's my belief.
Can I contribute to the conversation at this stage, neighbor?
Yes. No. I want Mr. Francis to.
Go, Darlan. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody.
All right, let me wrap up and let somebody just come in.
Yes, sir. No, Darlan. You are making very strong. Insinuation.
I'll go. Sorry, the blend. Yeah, man. But the Jamaica people need to understand the forces that are array against the government and to the development of Jamaica.
Yes.
And that one, that thing there, they were how to get Andrew. They were how to get him. And the slightest little thing, everybody, they were questioning every little foolishness. And because they had questioned, they would not certify.
So you say that there was a deliberate attempt to place in the minds of voters a perception that the Prime Minister was shady. So this 28 bank accounts, not no go so.
Of course, definitely. So they dig up all these nonsense and make it look terrible.
What are you saying to me, sir?
Let me tell you something. And that is one of the things I admire about the leader. Because I don't know if I'm me, I'm gonna blow my fuse, I'm gonna go on bad. And him just cool.
Yeah.
And him just cool, and time just came out on his side, and you know it became blatantly obvious to the Jamaica people that these people wasn't making up stuff. They were making up stuff to the point where the Jamaica people thought that we needed that the Integrity Commission had no integrity. It became quite obvious to the Jamaican that the Integrity Commission had no integrity. Everybody was advocating for a dismantlement of what was there and to rebuild and come again, because people believe that we do need an Integrity Commission.
Absolutely.
Right? But the one that was there, that was hounding Andrew Holness, the people concluded that they, from top to bottom, had no integrity and should have been disbanded and we rebuild and come again. But that was part and parcel of the overall strategy, the strategy of corruption allegation. When the PNP is in opposition, their approach is corruption allegation. When they are in power, they use organs of the state and state resources to buy election.
Say that again. Hold on, sir. Say that again. When they are in opposition, they use corruption allegation.
No. They use that, corruption allegation. They just make it up. They just make it up. But they always allege corruption. And if you go around and ask comrade supporters, they swear that this government are the most corrupt thing ever walked on Jamaica land.
That is true, you know.
Yes.
That is so true.
Yes. So they use this corruption allegation. And when they are in power, they use the resources of the state to cement themselves in power. That is why a party that was in power for 18.5 years now have nothing to show in terms of development of the country.
Nothing.
They don't have nothing to show.
Because all of it was by elections.
They don't perform. It's not true. It's not because of their performance why they were rewarded. They just use state resource to make sure that them stay in power. And the Jamaica people need to know that. In opposition, them use corruption allegation, all kind of lies. They use it sensitive to the missing schools. They use it with GDIP, the biggest government spending fixing of roads and bridge and walls and all kind of things. All over Jamaica. I remember when the Abbeville Bridge was washed away. I soon coming down. The Abbeville Bridge was washed away and was built back in record time in first world standard. Built back in record time in first world standard using JDIP money. And JP went into election in 2011 and could not, what man would say, we had a policy and a program called JDIP. They couldn't open their mouth and say JDIP because that is what the PNP does.
I beg your pardon.
Yes. So JDIP, they couldn't do it. And they were coming now to use the integrity question.
Oh my God.
That was the strategy. They were using the question of integrity surrounding, and you know that is all they do, they target the leader and decapitate the organization. That was the strategy.
And Darlan, just before you come down, just to add to what you said before you jump, if there were a successful neighbor, Andrew Holness could not be on a ticket for the Jamaica Labour Party in 2025.
He would have to resign.
If they were successful, which is what they had orchestrated and planned, Dr. Andrew Holness would not be on a ballot in this country. God is good here.
You remember the question of the illicit six? And now the illicit here?
Yeah, we can't hear them yet.
You remember that? You remember that the law that established the Integrity Commission.
My God.
So that there should be no disclosure.
Yes.
There should be no, but people was going and talking
on campaign trails, with paper
and illicit it. And you wonder where they got that information from.
But
right?
Neighbor, you don't have to search hard, neighbor. You don't have to search hard. There was members of the organization that had not just strong ties. There was actually one individual who was a past senior advisor to the president of the People's National Party.
My God.
You understand what I'm saying? One of the senior members of the Integrity Commission.
What an exposure.
Right? Was a senior advisor to the former president of the People's National Party. Do you get any closer than that?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. You guys are opening people's eyes here, though, My goodness. Darlan, don't leave, sir. I'm going to take you back to something you said. Connecting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening to you, man.
What are fireworks?
Well, so shocking stuff.
Yes. I tell you something, neighbor.
But hold on, connecting. If what Dorlan is saying and Chops is to be believed, the PNP is not a political party.
But that's exactly where I'm going.
Oh,
That's exactly where I'm going.
A criminal organization.
There's a vibrant discussion going on. Lively discussion is taking place. And these allegations are out there that the PNP is a dangerous, corrupt, cultist, criminal organization that has been long masquerading as a political organization.
Because if that is so, careful.
But there's an abundance of evidence out there, neighbor, to prove this.
So they never ever have a plan for government.
No. There's an abundance of evidence out there, but you see, they know that most Jamaicans don't understand when they spin these things, Even educated Jamaicans, They go and fly over them head. You see the report that they sent to FID for further investigation. If the Prime Minister did not take the matter to court, the FID would have charged him for corruption. And he would have had to resign. Take that from me.
They were publishing that already, They had started the campaign about he must resign. You remember that?
Yes. The
You
FID
remember
was
that
supposed to
they
charge
had
him.
the tentacles all over, neighbor, including the diaspora.
They
You
were-
remember that campaign that took place in the diaspora?
The people are missing everything. The people are missing everything. I take people like us who are able to critically analyze these things because we know the PNP from in the 70s.
So the Prime Minister would have been charged.
FID, neighbor, who charged Worldweed?
Yes.
Who charged Worldweed? The FID. The file was sent to the office of the DPP, Worldweed's file. And the DPP made some observation and sent the file to the FID for further investigation. And they immediately charge Worldweed. Nothing after that. They charge him and put him before the court.
They charge him, not the police.
Not the DPP didn't make a ruling. As is customary. So when they sent the file to FID, it was not only to keep it alive, so that it would give the PNP traction to beat Andrew Wallace about the statutory declaration.
And you notice that since the election, it died down.
Quiet, everybody quiet.
Yes.
Criminal them. Criminals.
Oh my God.
That's how criminals operate.
You notice that since the election, you don't hear a word about that?
Don't hear gunfire.
Party hijacked by criminals.
And you remember, never I used that term on one of the programs recently. You asked me a question and I say, some of us are intellectually lazy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I said that. Anyway.
Yes.
I want to move to something very quickly. The other panelists mentioned 1972 missing school. I'm going to just give you a quick list. Very quick list. 76, Manley win the election because of the state of emergency. That election you would have lost without the state of emergency and locking up of Pernell Charles and Patrick Grange.
And others.
And others. All of others. All that. Lock up election, they work and release them after the poll and stuff like that. 97, it was the invasion of Tivoli Gardens.
Wow.
Using the security forces. 2001, same thing. 2011, it was the secret MOU.
Wow.
Work with me now.
2016,
2016, it was the Prime Minister's house.
Yes.
Remember that?
Backfired?
Backfired on them. 2020 was, what was that again?
I see. No.
I don't think they put it up by 2020.
Huh?
Because they had internal issues, so they were more focused on their internal
and their internal issues.
Yes.
What and 2025? No, it was the integrity.
Yes.
Go the list again for me.
72 missing schools. 76 state of emergency. State of emergency called for 1 year. And Chapa said it some time ago that Michael Manley is the only Democratic leader to call a state of emergency.
And lock up
and call an election. Lock up election, they work and win the election.
It only happened in communist country.
Only dictatorship. Right? So again 76 SOEs, 97, Tivoli. Security force was used to invade Tivoli. 2021, rather 2001, that was repeated.
But you miss one, you know. You miss one, you know.
Which one?
Connecting. You miss 1990. 1993, when they attacked the businesses that they thought were connected to the JLP. They used economic high interest rate policy to damage those institutions that they thought were
no man,
connected to the JLP.
that was 97. They used that to 96, 97.
Yes, it started there, yes.
Yeah, it started 93. You're right, you know, chaps. You're right.
Yes, yes.
You're right. The business started to fall from
yes, they started in 93.
Yes, man, you're right. You're right. That's
Using an economic crisis and created an economic crisis against GLP. Because listen, make no mistake about it, protecting. The banks that they attacked were banks that they thought, or they, in their mind, believe
they were financiers of the Labour Party. They were financiers of the Labour Party.
Thank you very
much. Century and the rest of them, workers.
Yes.
And those banks. So and 2001 was the Tivoli again. But in addition to the Tivoli incursion, allegations were made that two Dons were going around with millions in the trunk of the car with police escort, two police each. One of those Dons is located somewhere in central Jamaica and one in eastern Kingston. And allegations came to me as an executive member of the Police Federation that there were two members from CMU who were armed with 16s and sidearms who were providing security for these two Dons who were issuing money all over the place. So they try all kind of things, all kind of different strategies to take down the opponent.
But it is patently clear based on what you are saying there, protecting, that the PNP has always had a strategy of
and Darlan is correct. They used strategy. When 76, you know what I said, neighbor? When I listened to that presentation by Michael Mann in 1976, and he said there were some subversive elements trying to overthrow the government. Lie. Not goes up. Nothing goes up. And that's how they call it state of emergency. Locked up Granger and Purnell and some others. And won an election because he was chilling in the poll. Isn't that true, Darlan? Wasn't he chilling in the poll?
Yes. No matter chilling in the poll. The country was, the PNP and the government of Jamaica between 1972 from 1974 became the most unpopular government in Caribbean history.
You'd have lost massively without the state of emergency.
Of course.
Lost massively.
Yeah, I mean, because Siaga taken over the JLP in 74.
74, yes, correct.
And he embarked on a mass amount of meetings. He had about 1,000 meetings.
Come back.
When he started, 50 people come to some of the meeting. And by the time he reached Moby, 150 people was coming out to some of these meetings.
150,000.
Right? Yeah, 150,000.
Oh.
And because he was planning to address a meeting there, you know. When they call the state of emergency, you know, he was planning to address a meeting there on the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And the state of emergency was planned for the Monday. And Michael went and declared the state of emergency at 12 o'clock the Saturday, June 19. You understand? Because they did not want Siaga to go address that meeting.
But you must also tell the audience, Darlan, sorry to interrupt you, but tell the audience as well that this state of emergency was unconstitutional, and the way it was done, it was carried out by 3 men.
Well, the unconstitutionality I don't question because he had a legal, he was unlegal ground. That's the Green
Unsigned documents, unsigned warrants.
Well, no, yeah, it was corrupt. It was corrupt because as Chief Kenneth Smith said, Chief Justice Kenneth Smith found in the inquiry that the state of emergency was was constitutional but corrupt.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh my.
Wilmot Perkins had a failure with that.
Yes.
You know, but the thing is, constitutionally mean that the law allow for the declaration of a state of emergency. That's all there was. But there was a 5-man committee that was running the state of emergency.
Uh-huh.
And you see, Jamaica people need to know Keeble Munn, who was Minister of National Security, is New York in born.
So the Tams was born in Panama.
I don't think Keeble Munn had a Jamaica passport at the time. He was the Minister of National Security.
The state of emergency was constitutional but corrupt.
Yes, that's what defined it. That's what the
So the constitution was corrupt. I tell you, what a fascinating
Justice who conducted the inquiry found that.
Folks, because I was going to cut in and thing, but I just
go ahead, darling. Go ahead. We're giving you
the 76 was what saved them. But people in 78, the Green Bay massacre. Jamaica people don't understand what was planned there, you know. You see, if the Green Bay massacre, if the 10 men were slaughtered at Green Bay, you would have seen a lorry would have passed through from over Green Bay to camp, maybe, full with guns. You'd have a whole heap of weapon coming on that army lorry. And Michael would have come again and say insurrection is being planned. And he would have had to declare another state of emergency. Because he know that because of the 76 state of emergency, there was a lot of resistance to it. A lot of people was condemning it left, right, and center.
Uh-huh.
And in
Darlan, I hate to cut you, but I don't think Mr. Siaga allow it, you know.
Well, no, that's what the Civil War would have come now. No, the Civil War would have come now because I know he would allow it. He couldn't even stop him and them who have arrived. Who was going to rise with them rise up.
Exactly.
You understand? Because you know, when man talk about 1918 and them talk about when labor rights start lick back in the 1980, it's after them got burned down Evening Tide home, you know. Because Eddie was able to hold them and tell him and them say, no, we are leading at the poll. Cast one say we are going to win at least 34 seats, guarantee. Cast one get the best poll stock, gives at the JLP. And Eddie was there trying his best to make the man them just suck up all of the thing with the PNP throw at them. But you see, after them got burned down the Evening Tide home, some man said, oh, my auntie, grandmother,
we went through that. But you know, Dolan, I wonder if I could just bring you back. I know that this is very, very emotive and going, but I want to bring you back though to help us to focus on the matter at hand, which is that here we came through a history up to 2016 when Wholeness inherited Jamaica. Tell us what he inherited.
2016.
Yes, sir.
I remember when he got a economy in shambles. You remember that each year that the PNP came to power, came with a budget, they had to declare that they had to impose taxes, right? Every year them imposed taxes. You remember when he inherited people, the teachers were getting bonds, you know, they were not being paid. They couldn't get no increase in pay. They had to they got promissory note. I wonder if the Jamaica teachers remember those days when it's promissory note they got.
Promissory notes, sir?
Yes, they come and say they go and promise them, give them bonds. One of the things they were supposed to give them land and all that stuff, which never materialized. But it was just a promise, right? But the point though is that they were not able to pay teachers increased salary out of revenue. The country was not generating any revenue. And that is why if the PNP did win back it would have gone back to those days again, because there's a thing in the economy called confidence.
Yes.
And if people don't have confidence, nothing move.
Yes.
Because with the economy now, is whatever you believe will happen.
Oh.
If you believe the economy will fall apart, it fall apart, because everybody will have their money and
Yes.
nothing spend and the thing fall apart. If you believe the economy will grow, it grow. And that is the difference.
Investor confidence.
When Andrew came in, people believe the economy will grow.
Wow.
And one of the things where a lot of people, because I think that's why you call me, neighbor.
Yes.
To talk about the taxes. Because
Yes.
one of the thing is, when Andrew came in, him offer the 1.5 million tax cut threshold, him increasing the tax threshold to 1.5 million. And that was the master stroke.
Yes. For the 2016 victory.
Yeah. Yes, that's what gave him the victory. And that is why the economy took off.
Oh.
Because a lot of people don't understand the economy. And I have a TikTok page where I deal with these things. Just use my name and go there, you see it.
I see.
Yeah. And I deal with that. And that 1.5, because when you cut tax from the bottom, that is the master stroke in tax cutting. Because the economy is about supply and demand.
Consumption.
Yeah, some of demand them, some are Trump friend, but them like the Republican in America, they want to cut tax from the top. And so both them coming with supply side economics.
Yes.
But them not give a damn about the demand side. Because without demand, the supply useless.
Right. That is why tomato is $25.
You can go there, go produce all you want, and if people can't consume it, can't buy it and consume it, it will go nowhere.
Yes.
And what Andrew Holness and Ardeshaw did was to raise the threshold, basically cutting tax from the bottom. So you had a lot of people now with money. Those people who used to pay tax and who now did not require to pay no more now. They were able to go create demand in the economy.
That's right.
Right? So and then that demand now generate all kind of GCT revenue and all other kind of revenue, because they were getting employment and so on and so forth. And people need to know that it was out of revenue that the government was able to increase teachers' pay. Out of revenue. It was out of revenue. They were able to expand the police. And the people know that the police force is 14,000 right now.
And it's coming from what?
Coming from 6,000, 7,000.
From about 6,000, almost 8,000 people.
You're saying in 2016, the police force was just a mere 6,000 something?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Under
Yes.
7,000.
And they did not have no mobility. As connection. My police friend here, I didn't know him, the policeman. Him not saying in any war and a war against crime. It is command and control, mobility and firepower that win those war. Command and control, mobility and firepower. And the PNP, under the PNP, there was no mobility.
You mean that they never had no car, no van, no
car,
no
them couldn't answer. Remember, at that time I was in Canada, I was visiting, and a man called Murty Perkins program. And there was the pass man. I don't remember, I think it was somewhere in Clarendon. The pass man and his wife, people invade their house and go kill them. And they were calling the police. People they called, and the police said they don't have no car, them couldn't come.
Oh my gosh.
Them couldn't come. And you know how much people may know command a criminal threat. Call for the police, and the police are one. You have a car, can come for me.
The police had no cars, sir, in 2016?
Of course.
Yes.
Police were falling through the ceilings and the floors of jails, of stations.
The floor of
The telephone cut off, water cut off, light cut off.
They had no mobility, and you can't win a war without mobility, right? And that's why I tell you, me have to give a big up, a shout out to Dr. Chang, because when him said the man them have deal with blood money, me stand it square behind him with it. Because me know the hypocrite them out there, right? Because remember when all them come with state of emergency, you know, and you have one lady in civil society, well, she's not so much civil society, but where this thing was human rights or some I don't remember her thing, but she was the woman who gave the PNP cover to come fight against the state of emergency and shut it down, right? She did it. Come talk about like the people who were being
advocate, darling.
I know the children advocate, man. I can't remember the term. But you know the lady, man.
Harrison's the name.
You know the lady, man. Public defender. The public defender. Come round now and that's a question. She went to investigate and look into the condition under which these criminals were being held, right? And gave the PNP cover to stop support the state of emergency. You understand? So anyway, but
continue to tell us the context. 2016. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm telling you that tax there. When I did it on one of my video, and I stick by it because I'm always study economics and know the how you apply tax effectively. And that tax was a master stroke.
And you should also tell them about your book.
yes, the books. But no, let me focus for Andrew and in achievement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Go ahead, sir.
So the thing is, he understood that come with just strengthening the supply side of the economy. You have to strengthen the demand side too.
Yes.
Because the economy is supply and demand. If you don't have people who can create the demand, the supply now have nothing to do. Because, for example, if farmer go plant up a land and produce all the crop and him can't sell it, what do you think him going to do? Next year, him not go plant nothing. Him will just say, no market, not the feet, and him don't plant nothing more. So you have to balance it, and that is what cutting the tax from the bottom did, right? And that alone caused this enormous movement in economic activity. And it generated a lot of revenue. And from that revenue, he was able to give teachers better pay. He was able to hire more police. He was able to buy more police vehicles. You see how much police vehicle we have now. I'm so proud because we live in our first world country, you know. And may I tell you, say, almost every 3 minutes you see a police car pass.
Okay.
Almost every 3 minutes. Well, no, during the day every 5 minutes, and at night time you might see a police car every 3 minutes. A first world style that, and right now Jamaica is getting there where have you look every minute you see a police vehicle, and people don't understand what that presence does.
Yeah, the psychology of it.
Yes, man. Crime is prevention, you know.
Yes.
Crime is prevention, do it. And you know what causes prevention? Presence.
Yes.
Presence. So because when we walk and see all the police them and beat on foot in the mall and them place there, you feel secure, you feel safe. When you see police vehicle, and I remember one time I come down, you know, that time, man, I think we were the murder capital of the world. Because it was that time when we were the murder capital of the world, you know. Based on the number of deaths per 100,000 citizens. We were, I don't remember which year it was. Chopper probably will remember. But we
several years.
2005.
1 year for sure. I know we were the murder capital of the world. And I remember I visit down here, coming from Canada. And when me go at the airport, me say, my God, I don't see who go. That time you come from a place where Every 3 minutes you see a patrol car. And I come at the airport, and when I look at the airport, I don't see no police out there. And I drive from the airport, and it's when we reach the roundabout where I was Marty there before me see the first police unit. During a time when murders was rampant, when criminality was the hard of the day, you come and you leave from the airport, and it's when we reach at the roundabout at Osemati before me say one little police unit park up somewhere. One police unit at a time when crime was rampant. And that was, people need to understand the difference. Right now, because of the way the government going, they made a couple of years, well, they invested over $2 billion just to buy police vehicle. And when you look around, you see police vehicle all over the place. Also, people don't understand that the laws that the government pass contribute to the reduction in crime.
Yes.
There was a time, when the emergency vehicles were going, and people just block them, they can't move.
Yes.
And it was this government that passed a law where say you have to make sure say emergency vehicles can't go about them business. People need to remember that. Enough law the government put in place. The jury law where them change the law so that they can get conviction with not one time there was need for unanimous verdict. Yes. Right? And they change the law so that the majority, I think that 2/3 majority of the jury can convict. And those things make big difference, right? So I know when they adjusted the salary of all the public service and gave them this huge pay increase, people never do nothing like that. They could never do anything like that because they would not have been able to generate the revenue that could pay for such a pay increase. And the government was able to do that. Yeah, not to mention the amount of hospitals that are being built. Right? Yes, and right now when PNP in power, they don't maintain nothing. Everything fall apart. Cornwall Regional was built by JLP, and Cornwall Regional had to be rehabilitated by JLP. And right now what we have down in the West here is 2 brand new hospitals. Yes. Built by Labour. Tablamar Hospital was built by JLP. Spanish Town Hospital was built by JLP. Look at Spanish Town now. A 6-story thing I go up around there. Fantastic. University Hospital, another massive thing going up at up there. And all over the place. So they're building hospitals, they're building police stations, they're providing mobility for the police, and then even the borders of the country. A whole patrol boat out there. A lot of they did a lot of investment. I remember when Bobby was minister, that was one of the things. He was one of them who bring the what they call it, the Jamaica High. Yes. Which is a critical thing. See, King's Council. I met a broke man when me used to teach a brother broke way. Me had him in the chess club there. Him came out with a powerful statement. I said with Jamaica High, the CCTV camera. It's critical. In some country, they are police patrol, You see all that China? It's pure camera. Pure camera. And if you just spit up piece of food on the road, then we see and know and deal with it. You understand? Those might be surveillance place, but a lot of country is the CCTV camera they use to fight crime. All right, position this running out of time, Dorland. Position the legacy therefore for me. 10 years Holness is serving straight, having served a little time after Bruce resigned. But
position his legacy for me, and what would you say to Jamaicans tonight, even as they contemplate him continuing to lead Jamaica? About how many more years you think he should continue?
Well, me not a man who support term limit, you know. Because we in Jamaica we don't find brilliant minds. Brilliant minds don't come readily.
Oh.
No, brilliant minds don't come readily.
That dime a dozen, darling. They're not dime a dozen.
No, very expensive. A rare better them. Yeah, so me the man, as Chopper said, me was a cigarette. So I mean, me never care all when the people have a ball against him. He was my man and could have lead till him ready for go. Because him build institution. And Andrew, I'm protege.
Yeah.
Him bring Andrew. Andrew come, him demonstrate them the brilliant mind to good student, him learn from the best teacher out there. And he's doing his one thing in his own way. And what are the things when me admire about him is him have steady hand. Him is a steady hand. Him no reactive.
Yes.
And him no allow him emotion for rule him. You understand? And that is the kind of leader you want. You want a man where, you know, you have a situation and you do your information gathering.
Yes.
People come and give you information and then you take your position and then you stick with it.
Yes. I'd like before, I know you've been lengthy and the other guests are up here, but bear with me. I'd like you to position Mark Golding. What are your views of him? And do you think he's capable of any such transformational leadership? What do you think of Golding?
I don't advise the PNP, you know, because they might go take my advice.
Yeah, but talk to the listener.
What I'm going to tell you is that Mark Golding can't cut it.
Can't cut it?
Him can't cut it. He's damaged. He's damaged goods. He's damaged. He's badly damaged. Him can't cut it. And the country has moved on. Them not ready. Them don't want no more white man to lead them.
Oh.
You understand? No, them don't want no more white man. No matter what them I say. Them not go on no more white man to lead them. And that is
what. Color aside. Has he impressed you in terms of his policy directives, his vision for Jamaica?
No, intellectually he's shallow.
Shallow?
Of course.
Golding is intellectually shallow, sir.
yes, sir. It's intellectually shallow.
Uncle height.
He's intellectually shallow.
You're right. No, but come now. I've always thought that Golding was a man. The PNP puts him out there as an academic, an achiever. You say he's...
No, man. Him not no depth, man. Him no have no depth. As a matter of fact, I think Julian Robbins might have more depth than him, although he's not as he's not well, none of them is articulate. But Julian seemed to be a bit more steady. And him seemed to be a little deeper.
What you say?
But no, let me tell you one. Mark Golding is a lightweight intellectually. I've never heard him advance an original thought as to where him want to move this country, as to what difference him can make in this country, right? I've never heard it. I don't know if he has done it, but me not hear it. You understand? And Andrew will be Andrew beating sick, man, if him stay there.
Well said. Can't cross it. He can't cross it.
Him will be Andrew beating stick. Him can't match Andrew. Him can't match Andrew. Andrew. Let me tell you, people understand, because even the last election, you know, there was time when I believe we were going to have a massive sweep, you know. And then when you check it out, it was tighter than some people thought it would have been. But between Andrew and Dr. Chang, they will be able to assess the thing, man, and to devise the strategy. Because when all is said and done, you know, there's always things could have been done better and things, but by and large, the strategy was the right strategy. And you know, probably, I don't know, you could have probably do one or two things different, could have probably pick up one or two more seats, but I don't think there was much more out there that it could have picked up. I don't know, you know, Dr. Don last by must be 15 votes or so. I don't know if we could have defend that. We probably could have analyzed a little more and do a little more and probably hold on to that. And I don't see which other seats we probably could have hold on to. But overall, I think the strategy that the leadership brought to play, I mean, not only because it win, because it's the best strategy that was there. Even if they lose, I don't think anything could have been better because well, the people we work with, you know, man. No easy, you know.
Yes.
Jamaican people no easy, man. Because look at the people in Westmoreland.
Yes.
The people in Westmoreland support PNP for about 40 years straight. Right across the thing. And then give the JP one little term. And it's like them expect it, man, them in one term to transform the place what that was neglected over 30 odd years.
Quite true.
You know? So when you have people like that, look at Anne-Marie Vaz.
Yes, sir.
The woman is so enthusiastic. And she go out there, she put her shoulder to the wheel and she walk. She perform.
Yes.
And then vote her out. I know it's a area where vote PNP for a long time, but the point is, you have a lot of people in Jamaica who they don't reward performance and them not punish failure, because if they were punishing failure, PNP wouldn't see power. And if they were rewarding performance, the JLP wouldn't lose power.
Well, Dorlan, you did a lot tonight, so you need a break now to get some water.
Yeah.
You must come again.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I don't know if it is too late now to talk about it. I won't address the subject now because I think you're running out of time too.
No. What is it?
But I need to talk about the tax increase that was imposed.
Oh, yes, well, take a few minutes. Go ahead.
No, well, let me tell you something.
Yes.
A lot of people think that increase in tax is bad. And I can understand how they feel that way because the PNP has always increased tax and the country never better. Right?
Yes.
Because what you had is a party that tax and take.
Tax and take.
Yes.
PNP tax and take.
Yes.
Oh my.
The JLP tax and spend.
Oh.
JLP tax and spend. And I hear them, some man are going, I hear some man in and your rival, well, not your, I don't think it's a platform like this, or a mod like what you have here, but there's a man on YouTube and them place. In bringing a man, we're going like him as an economist and all of that. And me hear him talk about, say.
You mean Rasson?
I don't want to call him name, sir. And him talk about, say, there's nowhere in the world where people tax. After a disaster, right? I'm say, when get my ideas from? When get my ideas from? The fact of the matter is that the greatest financial disaster the world has known was in 1929.
Yes, sir.
And FDR came to power in the US in 1933.
Yes,
right? And when FDR came to power, him rained down tax. It's not only the special targeted tax like what Faval did. FDR tax corporation by 50%. And then him increased the marginal tax rate on rich people to 80%.
Yes.
Yes, 80%. And you know what happened?
Greatest Depression, he pulled them out.
Not only that, but America Because what my book is about this thing, and we study America from 1790 up to 2012 or thereabout when I was writing the book, right? And I study and see the period of time, how long it takes for the national income of the country to double, right? And the shortest income doubling period was between 1933 and 1942 in America. And that was when FDR piled on tax 50% on corporation and a high marginal rate of high 80%, right? And people don't understand the difference that make. Because if they are tax and spend, you understand? Him create a lot of public works, him do all kind of things. And that is why he was able to pull the country out of the greatest depression, right? And he caused the American middle class to expand. It was under FDR why America became great, you know, the greatest country on earth.
Yes.
And had this big middle class, that's why everybody want to go sell America, because you had this big middle class who had spending power.
I want to come back here, darling. I want to come back here with neighbor one day and we talk about greedy, unbridled capitalism.
And the danger it poses.
Exactly.
Yes, it poses serious danger. And one other thing is I hear the man talking about so you can't tax because of a crisis, of a disaster. Like a pure lunatics on the loose taxing in a disaster. Let me tell you this, man. There's a thing called multiplier effect in economy. And basically what it means is that, let's say you spend $1 million. Your capital spending $1 million. If you get $1 million of income from that spending,
yes,
then your multiplier would be 1, right? But if you get like the 1.5 million, then your multiplier would be 1.5, right? And economic studies show that the spending that generates the greatest multiplying effect is when government spend. Government spending provide the greatest multiplying effect in the economy, right? You hear some people talk about try to maximize them profit and nickel and dime and squeeze here and squeeze there.
You can't grow the economy. It's
Right?
a policy.
So while they do grow the economy, they don't grow it. Government spending, the greatest multiplying effect is come from government spending. So if government tax and spend like the Labour Party do, well, it's not, you know what I mean, they not do it on a large scale, but that is what they're going to do now. They're going to tax and they're going to spend it. And the multiplying effect of what they will be doing will be at least 1.5 times. And that is the right thing. That is the right thing to do.
We have to talk about this some other time, though.
All right, neighbor.
Man, it was nice talking to you. So let me ask you a question as you go. What happened to your political career now? Because you give up the representational politics?
No, man. I'm still a politician, man. To look forward to represent to serve the public.
Yeah, but you didn't run in the last election. You ran once and you never made it. What happened to happen?
Well, you know, I mean, it was just a party decision. And and I never argue it. I never question it.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so it could have might be a blessing in disguise. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't use that as an indicator as to what might happen in the future. What I can tell you is that my desire to serve it has not waned. Are
you currently assisting the government in any way?
Not Not really. Like I mentioned earlier, and if I have an idea, I might pass it on to people within there.
You
But,
were a consultant at the ministry at one time, education?
No.
No, not you. It's Garfield.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man. My pleasure, man.
Yeah, you want to come back?
My pleasure. Yes, just let me know.
Okay, all right. Moderator,
all right,
make note
good
of that. 12 minutes to 10 o'clock, and it's so great to have talked to Dorlan. What very extensive history took us to class. Chops?
Yes, neighbor, I'm here, man.
You have known him for years, eh?
Many years. That's my partner in crime.
Okay. Well, he's an interesting character, is he not? Very knowledgeable.
Yes, man.
Very knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He has a couple of books out there on economy too, you know.
Yes. Well, I tell you the truth. Fantastic. But as we wrap this chops, it's very, very, very interesting.
Out there that listens to the programs like yours, and we have a responsibility to educate them politically and to make them know what the facts are. And that is one of the reasons I encourage my people,
Yes,
my persons in social media, to set at to ground themselves on facts.
yes.
Be 100% grounded in facts.
Tell the people what is true.
Look here, I've always said this, and protecting. I see my brother Chuck is here, and many others in the comment section here. They will tell you that I've always said it. You can counter and beat a PNP with half my brains behind my back, because all I need to arm myself with is the facts.
Yeah, I get the feeling that when the preponderance of social media start to enlarge in the propaganda war, I get the sense that it has been pulled. People are now more interested in the facts. I think the Jamaica Labour Party is winning in this regard.
Oh, absolutely. There's and to come, because
On a PNP like
propaganda is a tool used in dictatorship and communist country, because no dictatorship on earth that I know of came to power by way of an election. Every single dictatorship that I know came to power on the back of propaganda.
Yes.
And if you leave a propaganda or a lie unchecked,
Yes.
it becomes facts.
Yes.
If you leave a lie unchecked for any amount of time, neighbor, it becomes facts. And that is why the Jamaica Labour Party cannot afford, nor the government cannot afford, for the PNP to be out there talking down and spreading any amount of propaganda without we challenging it.
Yeah.
And if the
But this is a
government is not
different- this is a
challenging, we are
different-
going to formulate our groups and we are going to challenge them
This is a
every
different
single day.
Labour Party, do chops. This current Labour Party, I don't know. I get the sense that right as we speak, the party is doing better at providing information, at communicating, at challenging propaganda. Let's look at Daryl Vaz the other day coming out swinging and fighting. I think that the ground right now is level, and I see the Labour Party with their nose in front.
They are, and you know, I have to say thanks to the persons on social media, thanks to persons like yourself and others who are out there doing it on a more consistent basis. Because one of the things that it need, neighbor, is consistency.
Absolutely.
You know, we have to thank people like Protecting, who's out here making sure, because there is a demographic out there, neighbor. There is a group of persons out there today.
Yes.
Who will vote in the next election?
Absolutely.
Who have never seen a PNP government.
And I'm very, very interested in that process, you know, because I think that as we move towards 2030, the people are going to be armed with the facts. Yes, we know about the malignant influence of money, but I think that facts and truth will always be.
It will prevail. It will prevail, neighbor. It will prevail. Yes. And one of the reasons that it will prevail is because if we continue with a certain level of consistency, making sure that people are informed, and not just informed every now and then, but on a consistent basis, you will win.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you have a voice like Dorland Francis, yourself connecting Chuck, people listen. Chops media. Don't think that this is traditional media. A lot of us would have no access to traditional media. We call into a talk show who know us. You understand me? You would never get through there.
But neighbor, you can't when you call into a radio station, you know, there is no guarantee how many persons are actually listening to you. I can tell you right here, right now, that there's 400 and odd persons live on this chat having this discussion with us live.
Yes, sir.
And there are others in the For You page.
Yes.
Neighbor, I will say this to you again before I run. There is a group of individuals in Jamaica that are eligible to vote.
Yes.
And they will vote in the next election. Those persons have never seen the PNP in office before.
Yes.
They are inclined sometimes to want to flirt with the idea of giving the PNP a chance to see what they're made of. It is
the change narrative.
Yes, it is our responsibility every waking moment to make sure that those individuals who have never lived under PNP administration, it is our responsibility to make sure that we paint the picture of what the PNP has done in the past. It is our duty to make sure that every young person coming out of university, coming out of high school, who is now becoming eligible to vote, it is our duty to say to them that the PNP that you're flirting with ruled this country for 18 and a half years when the rest of the world was growing leaps and bounds. And they, instead of growing with the rest of the world, pull us down. 44,000 businesses collapsed under the PNP during the 1990s. We have a responsibility to tell them.
Finally, Tom. I have never seen a period in Jamaica where after an election there remained such great interest in the politics as now. Never.
But because people now recognize that leadership, political leadership matters.
Yes.
Political leadership matters.
But also, I just want my listeners to understand the importance of the social media. Because after elections in Jamaica, now, you wouldn't hear nothing about election again until maybe in the 4th year, when you know election interest start. Today, Chops Media, there are programs on TikTok, on YouTube, that are solely about politics, the politics that is happening. Because politics is about our everyday life. Not true?
It was never an attractive subject. People never like it. Today, I spoke to a 22-year-old university student, and she blew my brain with the level of intellect. And when she's studying international affairs, and I said, "Well, you want to become the ambassador to some country, man? You're going into IR." And she said, "Look, I like politics. I want to get involved in politics because politics impacts everybody's lives." And I was so impressed because usually, what you get in this country, the media has done to this country, traditional media, is paint a picture of politics being a nasty and corrupt practice.
Yes.
That's what they have done. They have tarnished what is supposed to be an attractive space for young people to strive to be. And the traditional media has eroded all of that. It is social media now that has the responsibility to rebuild that confidence. You know, let me tell you, neighbor, I've said this a lot of times and I want to wrap, but I have to say this. The traditional media and the not NGOs, civil society groups have successfully painted a picture of politicians being corrupt in Jamaica. You know, they have successfully campaigned for the last 50 years,
and it has affected voter turnout.
Yes,
it has affected voter turnout.
And they same one are the ones who come here to talk about low voter turnout. They contribute to making people believe that participating in politics is the wrong thing to do.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
And when
It's a strategy. It's a strategy that they have.
And when I ask them the question, when I meet people out there who have bought the media line of argument, hook, line, and sinker, and when I ask them to point out to me, how does a politician becomes corrupt? Nobody can be successful in pointing to me how a politician become corrupt.
Yeah, and before you go, Chuck, one of the amazing thing about because George Davis speaks about Holness being prime ministerial is that no corruption around this prime minister, none, clean as a whistle.
Zero.
Very good.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. And I will say that with my chest anywhere.
Yeah. Because to be frank, even Eddie and Bruce, there were things that people could pin to them, not on the Holness.
And I'm not even sure. You see, let me tell you something. You see this word perception?
Well, yeah.
The former minister of finance said that Jamaica for the last 50 years have run this country on the basis of perception, and it's time that we run this country on the basis of facts, reality, and not what people perceive.
And this is why it's also very interesting for people to get you, because you see that, and I think our Scratchy does a good job of it. You see that Siaga that you guys so greatly admire. I think some work should be done to open him up more in the eyes of Jamaicans, young Jamaicans, so they understand who he is. Because a lot of lies have been told on his legacy, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you that Chuck Finley will tell you that there was a live discussion on social media not so long ago, and they were reeling off institutions that were built, and they were attributing all these institutions to Michael Manley. And they were all institutions that were built by Eddie Siaga. I took it to Cliff Hughes online many years ago, and I challenged the very song, the most popular song in political history in this country, a song done by Neville Martin that they call My Leader Barnia. And in that song, it was used as a manifesto in 1976, released 14 days. It was released 14 days before the general election in 1976. A song that was used as a manifesto for the PNP, where they outlined several initiatives that they claim were done by the PNP.
Is a liar song.
And when I did the research and put it out in the public space, that 96% of what is in this song is lies.
My father. PNP love it.
you need to find the GLP version.
And you hold this bond, you're a real liberal, you know.
We are unapologetic about that, neighbor.
Yes, I tell you.
The thing is, if you did not have in this space a counteraction to that song, for my great grandkids coming, will only hear about My Leader Barnia.
There you go.
Is a retired civil servant. I never born with no gold spoon in my mouth.
Yes, sir.
All the labor rights, them now very excited, you know.
Grandmother Barnia. Grandfather Barnia. I and I Barnia. I and I Barnia. And you him Barnia.
I tell you. Okay, that's fantastic. Anyway, chops, we have to run you here. Take good care of yourself.
All the best to you. Greetings, everybody. Blessings.
You bring in a message.
All the best, chops. All the best.
Yeah, man,
to all young people who don't know progress. We are showing progress.
My comrade friends online are sending me all type of messages. We are still friends, man. We're playing good music for the people today. You don't want me to play this one? You don't want me to play the PNP one? Moderator?
We will Wi-Fi you.
I'm sorry, neighbor.
My comrade friends are saying that why didn't I play the Neville Martin?
You have comrades friends, neighbor? You have comrades friends?
Yeah, they are always on the line.
You can play Neville Martin and let us dissect it.
Right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me wrap up with Chuck connecting and then I come to you here. Chuck, give me a few minutes, please.
We are telling them.
All right, connecting. Take 2 minutes now and wrap up because I'm running out of time. And I need to.
Yeah, man, no problem. I probably don't need to.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to touch a little on a question you asked earlier and a response that you have gotten.
Yes.
I don't think that there is an opposition leader anywhere in this part of the hemisphere that is worse than Margolin.
Yes.
And whether alive or unalive. I've never seen an opposition leader so poor. And I've demonstrated such indiscretion. You know? Mark went around by his constituency and put a chain around a man's neck.
Yes.
That was one of the remember now, you know? It is said that he's Caucasian, you know. Well, he's Caucasian. And he was wearing that label. And for him to go put chain on man's neck, he was accused, his family was accused of being a part of the slave trade.
Yeah, all right. Catch you tomorrow. You're here for connecting. Take care of yourself.
Yes, man. All the best.
Cool.
My father Banya, my grandmother Banya, my grandma.
All right. Chuck Finley. I'm sorry to take you off the job. You're on the job, right, sir?
Yeah, man. But I have a couple of minutes. Then.
Yeah. Okay. You know, Chuck. I wanted to pick you earlier, and I was trying to call you earlier because I wanted you to chronicle for me this 10 year of Jamaica Labour Party from year one coming down. I know I've asked this question before, but if you could help us to understand what did the party inherit in 2016?
All right, neighbor. In 2016, neighbor, we inherit one of the highest crime rate in the Western, probably in the world. One of the highest, yes, because our murder rate was what 63 per 100,000, which is one of the highest in the world. We inherited a failing health service. And you don't have to take my word to it. Listen to the word of Dr. Alfred Dawes, who tell us that in 2015, he was using scandal bag, rubbish bag, plastic
that's
bag.
The current opposition spokesman on health.
That's the current opposition spokesman on health.
Joins a party that gave them scandal bag.
Scandal bag to use as PPE. He said they didn't have soap. He said operating theaters were leaking.
What are you saying to me?
Yes.
You have him on tape?
Alfred Dawes. He's on tape, neighbor.
You have him on tape?
Yes, he's on tape.
Oh?
He's on tape, neighbor. They didn't have soap. They didn't have cleansers to wash their hand before going into surgery, neighbor. That was the health service we inherited, right? We inherited a grossly understaffed security force. We had 8,600 members of the JCF. 8,000.
Yes.
The JDF had a little over 4,000 members. Grossly understaffed. That's what we had today. We had an education system that was just not delivering. The economy, neighbor, economy was a little bit better because Bruce Golding had passed the Fiscal Responsibility Act and they had to abide by it. So, yes, right? That is the country in a nutshell that we had to rebuild. Those major sectors.
In other words, when we speak about Holness's legacy and his performance, we must go back to what he inherited. And that is the part of the conversation that many people miss. They are looking at what he's fixing, but nobody knows where it is coming from. Nobody blame the destroyer, the person that destroyed, the person that is in your ears now, telling you it is not good enough, are the ones that destroyed it. Yeah. So it's like a man gets a ship to sail, but the ship is taken in water. He has to keep the ship sailing, whilst at the same time do the repair job. And the man who board the whole night in the first place is the one pointing out to everybody, so see the one holding there. Holding there. Yes.
And that is exactly what we have in Jamaica today. And as Chap said earlier, there is a voting cohort right now that say we have never seen a PMP government. A PMP government is why you can't buy a house today as you feel like. A PMP government is why your parents have to sell for them house and go rent. A PMP government is why your parents have to run go foreign and send back barrel come give you rather than they here and raise you. A PMP government is why we are the highest tax nation in the world. A PMP government, neighbor, is why we are digging ourselves out of a hole 50 years after the first gained power under Michael Mann, the neighbor. A PMP, that is a legacy. A PMP government is why we are importing everything rather than manufacturing here in Jamaica, because in the 80s, we built not one of the best manufacturing sector in the Caribbean. The best we built everything in Jamaica in the 80s. Toothpaste, battery, car tires, truck engine, the chassis. Everything we manufactured here, stoves, fridge, even the very name brand clothes that you wear right now used to be manufactured right here in Jamaica in the 80s. Banana chips, biscuit, juice, all those things used to be manufactured here. In 1989, we had a trade surplus with the Caribbean of over $3 billion. When the PMP lost again in 2007, that become a deficit of nearly $100 billion trading with the Caribbean neighbors. We came from leaders in the Caribbean to beggars under PMP. We were so bad that Trinidad did have to tell us that they are not an ATM for the Caribbean. We moved from being leaders in the Caribbean under PNP to becoming beggars. And now we are regaining our status, neighbor. We are rebuilding our name. We are rebuilding our brand. And we are rebuilding our manufacturing sector, neighbor.
Right. So the legacy, Chuck, needs to be contextualized back from 2016.
Back from 2016 as to what we inherited and where we are now. How it started, how is it going? That is the legacy. That is the question that people need to ask. And that is what I, myself and fellow bloggers and yourself have been trying to teach people. So listen to me. The work that is being done, neighbor. Let's say you hear PNP complain every day. People are waiting too long in a hospital, got no bed, no day. But what I have to tell them is that no, it's not that there is no bed. All the beds are occupied. So it doesn't make sense for government go buy 2,000 beds and put them where. So what we are doing, we are building 4 more hospitals.
Oh,
and then you buy bed. You can't just buy bed and put them where, put bed on top of bed, no. Right, but what them saying is that no bed no in a hospital, no neighbor. I have never seen a hospital anywhere in the world without bed. Every hospital in Jamaica has bed. What we run out of is bed space. So we are building 4 brand new hospitals to fix that.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand that.
Well, I understood
We are building 4 brand new hospitals to fix that, neighbor. Our national security was a disgrace, neighbor. So we started Project Rock to renovate, rebuild, and construct brand new police station. We have gone close to 200 since then. We have more than doubled the amount of policemen and women on the street. Now we are at close to 15,000. I remember I told you that 14, it was just a little bit over 8,000 when we started, right? We have moved the JDF from a little over 4,000. The JDF now have over 9,000 members. The police force that they used to have to beg gas under PNP now have over 2,000 vehicles that has been purchased by them. We now have, we moved from 1 Coast Guard vessel to patrol the entire waters of Jamaica. Now the country has 11, neighbor. We had 1 helicopter. Now we have 5.
To send your children
to
school. This government,
right? We now have a functioning and operating school bus system. And I'm going to call it rural because some of them are run around town too. School bus system for our children. The JUTC, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company that was named by the PNP that take tax dollars from people in Westmoreland, in Mandeville, but wasn't serving them, is now serving those people because the JUTC now serve 9 parish and counting.
Comment on this, Thomas. Comment on this.
Want to finish the argument once and for all. The Jamaica Labour Party is a better government than the PNP.
Leaps and bounds, dear.
Yeah.
Leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. The Jamaica Labour Party in its tenure so far has created close to 250,000 jobs, neighbor. We have cut unemployment to the lowest in our history. We have reduced poverty to the lowest in our history, neighbor. We are the party that constantly put back money in people's pocket by reducing taxation, by increasing the minimum wage, by moving the income tax threshold, neighbor. We have done that. We preside over the longest period of no new taxation in the history of this country. 10 consecutive budgets of no new taxes, neighbor. We are a government that cares about the people. We are a government that is building, neighbor. And by the end of Andrew Holder's tenure, our manufacturing will be back to what it was in the 80s, because that is the only way that we will move this country into prosperity, neighbor. We have to build back our manufacturing, and that is what this government is doing.
Yeah, hold on.
The argument once and for all. The Jamaica Labour Party is a better government than the PNP. Another big difference between the PNP and the JLP is that we want everybody to be included. We don't use any disparaging term to put one set over there and one set over here. Everybody must be treated with respect. You can't claim that you want to run a country, that you want to preserve everybody's rights, that you want to see a country where everyone can feel that they can succeed. And then you look round and you say, some dirty, some are cardboard this and plyboard that, some are socialists and some are beauty queen. You never hear that out of my leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Never. Never. You will never hear that. Right? Jamaica Labour Party last 4 consecutive general elections. I have never heard Bruce Golding or Andrew Gimenez or Edward Siaga go on a platform and say that they represent people that vote for them. We believe in the unity of this country. We believe that after election day, whoever wins is the government of this country. And we have never done anything to cast division in this country. And that is the greatest difference. So when Andrew said we are different than them neighbor, we are different than them neighbor. We love this country and we're doing our best to build this country. And we will always continue to build this country. But neighbor, I will give you one antidote out of that every man song.
Yes, sir.
There's a line out of that song, neighbor. When he said, we lick them with the land lease, neighbor.
Ought to be able to exert greater superintendent.
You know that?
Yeah, man, I hear you.
The program that they call land lease, neighbor, is a program that was launched by the GLP. That the act was tabled in the parliament. That is called the Land Utilization Act of 1960.
Every month.
Land Utilization Act of 1960. The Jamaica Labour Party redistribute some sugar lands to Jamaica. That today remains the only bill that has ever been presented to the parliament to give back land to the Jamaican people. Never has been done before.
Yes.
At the same time,
The only bill that has been presented to the parliament to give back land to the Jamaican people. The Land Utilization Act. And they come in and change the name to land use.
I want you to
90%, that's what Chap said. Of that song is lies.
all right. I want you to listen to this and comment on it, and then we're gonna have to close. Listen to John. Hold on.
has done well. No need to single out any individuals. There have been strong performers across various areas. And the Prime Minister has been prime ministerial. I want vex, I don't understand. I don't like them comments here and still watch it. If me was I couldn't want to watch this. Because I'm talking something that some of you don't want to acknowledge. The good thing is that you don't have to acknowledge it for it to have legitimacy. So hold that, put it on a pipe and smoke it. The Prime Minister, since being sworn in after February 25, 2016, has been prime ministerial, has been a leader that you can look to as an example, an intellectual example, a man of good character, and a man who you go abroad and you're proud to say, that is my Prime Minister. And this is not to say that we're a PNP Prime Minister in office who wouldn't be able to say that. We could. And I hope that we are able to. The next PNP Prime Minister comes. But for right now, the man in charge is Andrew Michael Holness. And him do good. Break time. Back with more after this.
Well, Chuck, how you feel as a laborer? You mean?
I am proud. I'm very proud of that assessment. And I'm glad this is coming from somebody who stands neutral, who assesses the thing and tells you that, yes, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a PNP Prime Minister, but we are speaking of what is today.
Isn't that part of the problem in Jamaica, that we are failing to speak the truth? And when you speak the truth, people say people start to color you. But truth is truth, man.
I tell you what is shocking to me is that people are being accused of
Come a little closer to your phone.
people are being accused of being in fear in their reasoning. They have reason to fear.
Want to get the most out of one thing.
I don't understand how that's an issue today, where people are being accused of being too fear neighbor.
Yes.
Andrew Holness neighbor has been brought through the ringer, all sort of lies, and himself and his family and his children. And throughout all of that, he remained prime ministerial.
Yes.
He has never ventured into the gutter to attack them down there, even though they try to bring him down there, neighbor. So yes, I am very proud to hear George Davis' assessment as the Prime Minister, and I agree with him 100%. And I urge him to continue on the same path that he is.
Yeah.
Be a leader, one that we can proud of. When you touch the plane, you don't have to worry if you're going to say the wrong thing.
Yes. The listener want me to play again. But so take care of yourself. What time you go to work?
I start working about 10.
Oh, okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
All right,
So
man.
I'll join you tomorrow evening for another short stint.
Yes, but you have to come earlier.
All right, no problem.
Okay, all right, fantastic.
All right.
And I know we're aiming for perfection, but perfection is a mirage. But boy, I tell you, the Holness administration has done well. No need to single out any individuals. There have been strong performers across various areas. And the Prime Minister has been prime ministerial. I want vex, I don't understand. When you don't like them comments here on the star and still watch it. If it was I couldn't want to watch this. Because I'm talking something that some of you don't want to acknowledge. The good thing is that you don't have to acknowledge it for it to have legitimacy. So hold that. Put it on a pipe and smoke it. The Prime Minister, since being sworn in after February 25, 2016, has been prime ministerial, has been a leader that you can look to as an example, an intellectual example, a man of good character, and a man who you go abroad and you're proud to say, that is my Prime Minister. And this is not to say that we're PNP Prime Minister in office who wouldn't be able to say that. We could. And I hope that we are able to. The next PNP Prime Minister comes. But for right now, the man in charge is Andrew Michael Holness. And he might do good. Break time. Back with more after this.
My hands were steady.
Equal rights and justice is our everlasting song. Unity and progress will make our nation strong. Stand up for your rights when you hear the bell. Stand up for justice, hear the freedom bell. Remember us, the man, we serve you well. Stand up, Jamaicans, when you hear the bell. This government is making it more difficult. That is a big difference between the PNP and the Jamaica Labour Party. You will always have the critics who will tell you, what are the plans? What did you say? And so we want to answer them. We want to finish the argument once and for all. The Jamaica Labour Party is a better government than the PNP. Another big difference between the PNP and the JLP is that we want everybody to be included. We don't use any disparaging term to put one set over there and one set over here. Everybody must be treated with respect. You can't claim that you want to run a country, that you want to preserve everybody's rights, that you want to see a country where everyone can feel that they can succeed. And then you look round and you say, some dirty, some are cardboard this and plyboard that, some are socialists and some are beauty queen. You never hear that out of my leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Equal rights and justice is our everlasting song. Unity and progress will make our nation strong. Stand up for your rights when you hear the bell. Stand up for justice, hear the freedom bell. Remember, Bustamante, we serve you well. Stand up, Jamaicans.
Your insurance and your car costs much for license and whatever. And a taxi man who pays a fraction of what you do, barge, you do this to all kind of things. Stone of a society as the bedrock of a society.
I can turn your wildest
All right, let's
ideas into a song.
Up to that. All right, listeners. So great night to you. Let's end with this.
Legitimacy. So hold that, put it on a pipe and smoke it. The Prime Minister, since being sworn in after February 25, 2016, has been prime ministerial, has been a leader that you can look to as an example, an intellectual example, a man of good character, and a man who you go abroad and you're proud to say, that is my Prime Minister. And this is not to say that we're PNP Prime Minister in office who wouldn't be able to say that. We could. And I hope that we are able to. The next PNP Prime Minister comes. But for right now, the man in charge is Andrew Michael Holness. And him do good. Break time. Back with more after this.
Thank you so much for hanging down with us tonight. Please remember that our live goals are back. You can now contribute to the show using the TikTok gifts. If you haven't been able to do that, you can do that now. And also remember that you can send your contributions to our Cash App or our Zelle account. And if you're in Canada, we do have e-transfer. By the way, my friends in Canada, what's been happening, man? Nothing from that side at all? Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the PM, when we'll do it all over again. Saying good night to Scratchy and Harry. Wow, didn't hear them tonight, but well, we went to history class. Moderator Caroline, thank you for holding things down from the other end. Listeners, thank you.
Just before you go, I just want to let the listeners know that you will be on at 11 a.m. in the morning.
All right. There you go. That's 11 o'clock on the AM on a Friday. Yes, conversations with the neighbor. And then we're back at 7 p.m. for the podcast. All right. Please remember to follow the Hello Neighbor page. That's the page we're going to be broadcasting the conversations from, the 11 o'clock show. So many of you were not able to come up tonight, but we're having something special coming up for you in the coming days. All right. All right. So until tomorrow, listeners, have a great night and take care of yourselves. always great to